Right, so I have returned for the penultimate episode of Zombieland Saga Revenge. You should actually get him really quickly that time. God damn, it's loud. Look at how loud his headphones are. We are good to go. I also do actually say that my voice changes per headphones I change to when I think about it. Anyway, I actually have returned to episode 11 of Zombieland Saga Revenge, as episode 10 actually was once again really damn good actually. It kind of leads into the final arc. It's more of a setup episode more than anything. But what it kind of does do, it kind of tells us why everything's actually kind of happening, which actually is kind of very pivotal, because to this day, we still don't really know why everything's kind of transpired. We know certain things here and there, but actually had the overall kind of like motivation. It hasn't really truly been revealed, but now we actually kind of have it. We actually have this idea that Saga actually is kind of very much in peril, that we didn't, more than we thought originally. And actually, now we actually understand why Corto was actually doing everything. And I actually kind of like that, because again, it was more of a setup episode, as I said beforehand, but it didn't kind of feel like that in nature. It felt very much like a Revelations episode as well, and I actually kind of appreciate that, because it kind of... Because arcs like this tend to kind of feel very... It's getting to the end, essentially. You kind of do feel the ending coming along. But episode 10 actually was kind of different, because it kind of felt like it was doing something more. I kind of like what it was doing, so I'm actually kind of hoping the actual anime sticks the landing more than in season 1, because I said beforehand, in season 1, the last arc was okay. It wasn't the best thing in the world, so actually kind of hoping this one actually sticks the landing more. So anyway, it's actually put on Twitter actually gone live, say the words correctly. Twitter's one of those words I can't say in the first go for some ungodly reason. I have no idea why. Let's put that there, let's put that there, let's put that there. We should be good to go. So anyway, let's get this show on the road. Let's start this thing in 3, 2, 1. Start this thing absolutely now. That do be a vibe. No openings for either, actually. It's getting serious. So you know, this is when you know shit's serious. We have no opening. It was not the cameraman this time around. It's ain't a found footage film for some reason. Actually, the world's shaking. Even though the axis of Saga actually is completely different to everything else in the world. You go when Koto's actually on the ceiling. That'd be a twist. Oh no, it's just she hit the room from when you fight yourself in Twilight Princess. It does actually reminds me of the room from Twilight Princess. We actually fight Link, well, alternate Link. Now see, Lily's actual entire perception of his entire event's great. Lily's just making the best out of a really terrible situation right now. Holy shit! It's like the epicenter of water, that whole entire one bar. It's just epicenter of water. Kind of like how they had confirmation it actually was not an island, just randomly just kind of poofed into. Honestly, it would be a great twist if it actually was like the actual house just moved. That'd be a twist I would welcome. Honestly. The entire plot twist of the entire anime is that is actually like House Moving Castle. It's also like Draken's Castle as well, because Draken's Castle randomly just poofs into existence. Well, they had a house, and now they don't. I mean, it probably could, like, somehow salvage all of this. But there's a slim possibility they could salvage what is otherwise an even worse scenario. Kind of like also how this actual arc is like essentially like almost like a whole like up version of the previous season's last arc, because if I remember correctly, last season's arc, the entirety of like the place fell down while they were there kind of performing. So like, how can we actually up the ante somehow? Oh yeah, the entire place just kind of just shit just goes to shit, man. Literally, that's how they one upped it. That's what I was looking for originally. That's the word one up. Oh no. Honestly, I wish I had that level of like just happiness in such a terrible scenario. Even having her face half eaten, she's kind of like, it's fine. So I'm telling you, they wouldn't care if they were revealed to be zombies at this point. I honestly think at this point they'd just be kind of like, all right. They wouldn't care. They could actually probably use the term zombies as well in a different scenario, but at the same time, it actually is kind of a contradictory word. There we go. So they could use zombies in that sentence. The word was in there somewhere. Actually kind of impressive, like how everyone's just kind of happy. Well, weren't happy at one point, but now actually are. It's actually kind of nice. still do wonder if it's actually going to publish the whole article about them being zombies. I still actually do wonder that. Because again, I don't really kind of feel as if it's actually like a massive sticking point in the whole entire show at this point, because it doesn't really matter. I feel like the show's trying to allude to that idea. Like, the show's, like, main problem, practically speaking, the idea of them being revealed to be zombies, is effectively kind of null void, because it doesn't really matter. Because so much other shit's happening, it's just kind of like, eh. So yeah, really, I just kind of feel like the show is like, it's downplaying a lot of things, and I feel like the main thing it's downplaying is the idea that they're actually going to reveal to the news article's going to come out at one point. I imagine the show will literally end on it, and it won't change anything. I might be wrong, but I kind of feel like it's going to be the case as well. It's that I generally do not feel as if they actually will make a big deal out of it. I can't remember, another show did that as well. Like, another show had the idea of like a main focus point being a problem that would actually otherwise destroy them had it get revealed, but in the end it gets revealed and they just kind of don't care. I've seen that somewhere else beforehand as well. It's kind of one of those things, it does happen. I kind of feel like here especially, like I just don't feel like as if the show's making it seem as if it's actually kind of like a massive thing anymore. Which I actually kind of like. It is the thing you most feared in the entirety of the show, but nowadays it's kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, the Genesis' actual presence there kind of does, practically speaking, kind of add the idea of like, well, they might get revealed, it might happen at some point, who knows? But then you kind of like, is it gonna do anything? That's kind of sad as the actual show ends next week. I don't want it to end. He's still going. It's kind of very Titanic. Yo, Policeman A's still going as well. I love how he actually is just called Policeman A. He actually has no name. I don't even believe at this point if you actually asked him questions, would he actually be able to give you a concrete answer to anything? the man's be a riddle himself. Oh, the cracks begin to show. That's a terrible pun. Oh man, that's an awful pun. I'm so sorry. I had to at some point throw the cracks begin to show in the show at some point. And boom, I did it. I kind of like how he hasn't actually kind of button up his shirt either. I have no idea. Crunchyroll's the only place I know that you actually can watch besides Funimation, I think. Does Hulu show it? I have no idea other than that. Appreciate how he didn't actually button his shirt up, he just kind of had it unbuttoned the entire time. Yeah, not too knowledgeable in the whole entire idea of where else you go on the internet to find anime. Good lord, Romero's actually changed. So we actually have 1 week left to find out whether or not Tai actually wakes up as well. Or not actually will keep the joke going. That'd be kind of cool if they do. See? When in doubt, there's always like some random like solution. A very, very, very good solution, actually, to be honest. Let's be let's be real. Okay, I mean, mildly good solution, to be honest. Wait, a 180 out of nowhere. That was almost like, holy shit, we fucked up, to wow, we actually did something pretty good. All in 10 seconds. It'd be hella awkward if the actual masks fall off. Hella awkward, I must say. Oh no. Like an oracle when it comes to these things. Like a fucking oracle. I bet you is actually kind of proves that no one just gives a shit at this point. How are they gonna react to like, yeah, by the way, we're zombies? So we've been hiding this entire like idea from you, but yeah, we're zombies. That's kind of adorable. I like that. It was the idea to actually have to hide who they were because, yeah, let's be real, it's a stigma behind zombies because they do bite people. That's the issue. That's the problem. But in the end, they have to hide themselves because they're not zombies in the usual context. It's kind of a nice message in the end. So, as I said originally, it null voids the entire problem. Someone really gives a shit at this point. So the massive hit piece that man had on them kind of just doesn't really do anything, because, yeah, they are zombies, but they're not at the same time. Which I guess is kind of like the whole meta thing about this whole entire show, because they're idols, but technically they actually aren't, theoretically speaking, like the conventional idols. Can't actually get past the fact that Koto actually has been like a 10 out of 10 this whole entire episode as well. Man's be a 10 out of 10 this week. Mans could I button his shirt up? Though that probably own it as well, to be honest. Junko truly is best girl this whole anime. This show is good. I like this show a lot. I'm sad it's actually ending. Give me season 3 for the love of God. Just give me season 3, I need it. I will literally sell you all my possessions to get season 3. Just so you actually can be funding a season 3. I've got the whole Gamera collection on Blu-ray. That's worth a lot of that's probably worth something. It's gotta be worth something, bro. It's gotta be worth something. Oh, this is actually gonna be probably like one of those events. Well, that's cute. That's cute. Oh, that's cute. Whoa. Oh shit. Oh shit. Backstory out of nowhere as well. Well, that was a very interesting... It's a very interesting talk, must admit. Second, I was like, is this gonna end the same way as goddamn shit no Joe? Man, and it ends next week. It's the final episode. Sadness all round. But yeah, I mean, episode itself actually was really good. I once again do reiterate the idea that I felt that this show was trying to allude to the idea that it doesn't care that they're zombies. I feel like the show itself is trying to downplay the fact that the title literally is Zombieland Saga. So it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we have zombies in it, but does it really matter? Because it's true, because a lot of the time they're trying to make the big deal out of it, the central thing being that it has to be this grandiose thing. It's going to be this like, oh shit, bro, it's going to happen. What's going to happen when the centralized thing kind of comes out? What's going to happen? A lot of the time it kind of feels like it's just like, we get it, but does it matter? And I kind of like how the show kind of goes along with that whole entire idea and kind of says, yeah, it doesn't matter, bro. They're zombies. They're not zombies because they're not technically zombies because they don't bite people to the same degree as a normal zombie does. I mean, let's be real. Taya bit the old lady, but she didn't turn into a zombie, so there's that whole thing to deal with as well. But at the same time, they're not the zombies that you kind of see in other properties. They're very different. They're idols, and I kind of like that whole entire idea. I also like how there is still that whole entire like elusive, mysterious side of Koto's character as well, who we still really don't know anything about. It's still there's things, there's bits and bobs that we know about him now, but it's still at the same time it's still very much a mystery to who he truly is, or where he truly came from, or what he was doing in the past. And I kind of like that idea as well because again, there's still so much to his character. I like how he does sort of kind of get that very much that energy from events like this as well. Because again, it's one of those things that at a face I really think it kind of feels like all shit's lost, but he kind of doesn't give up either. He actually is kind of propelled forward by the actual like motivation of Saga and everyone else. And I kind of like that idea because again, he's meant to be this very kind of like funny character, which he is. He's literally the embodiment of funny, but at the same time, he's got a very serious side to him as well. I like that about him. It's actually he's very multifaceted in that way. So yeah, I really do feel like this show is going from strength to strength. I mean, episode 10 was a good introduction to this whole entire arc. Hello, how's it going? I feel like this show is actually now going even better, and it kind of is leading into a very strong ending that could otherwise make this show even higher than it really is. So I actually kind of hope the ending does stick, because it does feel like as if it's going to. It does still leave out room for more things to be explored as time goes on, especially in sequels or spin-offs. Because don't get me wrong, I still want to see more of the Kotora's past, because it doesn't really kind of feel like the show is going to, at this point, deal with it too much, but at the same time I don't really mind. If we get more spin-offs or kind of sequels, then by all means, continue on. But I still do like how the show really did downplay the centralized problem. And in the end, the journalist actually kind of just stood there and went, well, shit. And it's kind of true. Everyone kind of went, well, shit at the same time, because let's be real, you're kind of yourself thinking, yeah, it doesn't really matter, but at the same time, will it do something to them? And clearly, the kids were like, yeah, zombies are scary, but you're not zombies, are you? You're Franciscan. And it's actually kind of a nice message, because it meant to be, they were hiding who they were this whole entire time, which you then kind of be like, yeah, you're not who you think you are, you're actually more than that. And I kind of like that idea, and it hits, bro. It hits, and actually it's kind of sweet, and I kind of appreciate the show for doing that. So yeah, I mean, now we're kind of heading into the final episode, so I do actually kind of hope this show does stick the landing and actually kind of gives us actual like banger of a final, because again, episode 9 was proof and concept this actual show can give us 11 out of 10 episodes, so I actually do hope the show does kind of do that once again for the final one. So yeah, that is me done for today. So as always, if you actually have enjoyed this whole entire issue, and as always, do leave a like, because it does help quite a bit. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire issue, and as always, do also leave a subscription as well, because both do help quite a lot. And as always, actually have enjoyed this whole entire issue, and as always, do leave a follow on Twitter, because it does help quite a bit. Actually, will then know when your streams are live and any other streams I do as well. And as always, ご視聴ありがとうございます。僕の動画を面白いと思ったら、いいねやチャンネル登録をお願いします。So next time, we're episode 12, the final episode of Zombieland Saga